Okie dokie. Hey, Dog Knight, what's up? Okay, just doing an audio check. Audio's good and shit. Hey, hey, Dog Hog, what's up, dude? Fine, cool, cool. Cool, cool. Let's see. Alright, so I chilling. Little noise, no nose running, but chill. I'm just chilling, playing Brown Dust too. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Well, I'm not cool about the nose running because that fucking sucks. But I get ya. Alright, I'm gonna open window because it's getting kind of hot in my room. Alright, so I guess we can... Hold it, this... Hey, Cube, what's up? Alright, so I think we can get started. Okay, so if there's anyone new in chat, my name is Dai Tomodachi from Dai Tomodachi main channel, and I am working on my first commercial game, Ball Busters, which is an action spectacle roguelike about doing sick combos on balls, according to the Two Best Friends subreddit. So the goal for this stream is to focus on creating a new ball for the game, which I posted in the community tab for the channel. So originally, I put it to the subscriber saying, okay, you have three options for the new ball, or what I'm going to work on first: the legally distinct Mickey Mouse ball, a literal D20, or a blue balls joke. I mean, I'm sorry, not a blue balls joke. Originally, I thought people were going to vote on the Mickey Mouse ball because, hey, it's Mickey fucking Mouse. What do you expect? But, hold it. Let me. Fuck it. Sorry. For some reason, like, Opera GX is acting weird, and I can't really split the tabs. All right. So people voted on creating a D20, which, not gonna lie, that really surprised me because I was expecting people to vote on the Mickey Mouse ball, but a little D20. But well, you guys voted on it. So I started doing a bit of work ahead of time. So let me pull up the blend file. Originally, I thought, oh great, how am I going to create a literal D20? Like, I don't know how to model for shit. But it turns out it's actually pretty fucking simple. I literally, so I already did some work on creating the D20. So I still have to add like had to like add textures and shit, but I did the very basic layout. So it was actually pretty simple creating it. So I create a new mesh, icosphere, and I set the subdivision to 1. And that's it. You get a little D20. What about Bakugan as a ball die? I have no idea. Excuse me for saying this. I have no idea which Bakugan you're referring to. Okay, so we're gonna change the orientation so that way it's in the middle. But yeah. So the other issue I was running into is like, okay, how the fuck am I gonna simulate a dice roll? And normally it wouldn't be that difficult, but the thing is that for ball busters, the ball doesn't really use rigid bodies, which is like the Unity physics engine. It uses, let me pull up. Okay. It uses like a fake physics system. I tried using a rigid body on the ball like months and months ago, but it was very unstable. So I just like created my pseudo own physics system. Hey Kevin, welcome to the stream. So you're probably wondering, well, how the fuck am I going to deal with that? And I realized I'm going to fake it. So I actually did a test on it earlier. So basically what I'm planning to do is let me okay, I thought I created, alright, there it is. So what I'm going to do is every time the ball lands, I'm going to have it play a random animation. So it'll probably be clear when I actually implement. I mean, any Bakugan as well is a ball shaped like only series. I only see every version except the playing battle. So, I'm going to be honest, Doc Ignis. I'm going to be very honest. Excuse my ignorance, but I have no idea what Bakugan is. I really have no idea what Bakugan is. So you're gonna have to like excuse my ignorance. All right, so enough talk. Let's actually put the ball in the thing. So I'm gonna pull up my blend file, which is used for like testing shit. Okay, so let's actually import the model into Unity and pull up the original blend file. Okay, so B20, select the object. Oh, come on. Alright, the moment I open the window, it gets too cold in my room. Gonna close it a bit. There we go. Actually, let me look up what a Bakugan is. Like, I don't want to sound like a boomer. I think I've seen this before. I think I've seen something like this before. Like, I recognize the main pro tag, but I have never really seen what it's about before. She looks like she has a stick up her ass. Bygone Battle Bar was actually my childhood as a kid, but I guess some have not heard of it. Hey, Cluster, what's up? Yeah, and I am one of them because I have never heard of that Bakugan before, to be brutally honest. I mean, I'll definitely look into it, but didn't I change the transform for this? Oh. It's still... The orientation is still off. Let me make sure I actually... Oh. There we go. Okay, so let's try this again. I heard it before, but I never watched it. Yeah, I've seen like a image of the Pro Tag before, but I never really understood what it was. So I'll have to do some research about it. All right, so we got the ball in there. So now we gotta get the texture loaded. I'm gonna have to like change the texture because right now there's like a proof of concept texture. Like I'll actually have to ask like a friend to like spruce it up and spice it up. The new franchise ruined the old one in my opinion, aka Battle Planet. Again, I have no idea what again, you guys are talking like Greek to me. Like I don't want to sound like a boomer saying, "Oh, I have no idea what you whippersnappers are talking about." But I legit have no idea what Bygone is, and I have to do research about it. Okay. Gokul. It happens. Yeah, I get you. Okay, so we got the texture in there. So now we gotta create the material. So, which one was it? I mean, technically it doesn't matter. Got different colors of the wind here. Oh. Let's see, bug. Yeah. There we go. Let's put in the right texture, and now it looks better. Okay, so let's change. Okay, that looks a lot better. It actually looks like a dice. I wonder how big it is compared to the other balls. Oh shit, he's a chunky boy. He's a chunky boy. He is way too big. Way too fucking big. We gotta scale him down. Okay, how small do we have to go with? Do 0.45, 0.45, 0.45. So let's take a look. Is that? Oops. 0.33, 0.33, 0.33. Yeah, that was correct. Alright, so let's apply that to the other blend file. Bygone did some good anime references that were even Super Saiyan references were Runo in season 1. I don't doubt that. I mean, come on, like Super Saiyan is like the OG transformation. It's like the Del Factor transformation, so it makes sense that they referenced it. It's almost as iconic as the Akira slide. Are El Hermano and Jiren brothers? No. No, they're not. I am 100% confirming that they're not brothers. What the fuck happened there? Now it's the size of a literal D20. Maybe it's just blender scaling. Let's try. Maybe just cut it in half. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so let's... So 0.5 was slightly a bit too small. Let's go with 0.4. See if that does anything. I see. I assume they were because he has a Pride Trooper outfit and everything. Yeah, there was going to be like a whole story about it. But no, Jiren and El Hermano are not related in this series. You're probably wondering why I'm not scaling here compared to like and just doing my scaling in Blender. It's because if I scale it and scale it here, then it'll just be like a specific. It will just be specific inside Unity or this scene in particular. I want to make sure that when I scale it down, it'll be permanent. So that's why I'm scaling it inside Blender first. Or I'm trying... If that makes sense. Alright, let's try 0.35 and just see if that does it. Yeah, I think that's close. Close-ish. Alright, so now that we got the scale correct, we want to create a new ball. So, one thing that I try to do with a lot of these projects is that if I have a component that's basically the same thing, and I know I'm going to reiterate on it, I am just going to like take the object that works normally and then just create a new object from it. And also the thing I want to keep like normally I'll do like prefab and then unpack completely and then put the new ball in there, but I know I'm still doing like changes to this ball, so instead of doing that, I'm going to put the ball like just hide the main mesh, give it a new name. Then I'm gonna go to prefast, and then I'm gonna drag it in here. So the thing to keep in mind is that if you have a prefab and you make changes to the prefab and you put it into the Project Explorer, you have this option. You can create a new, a completely original prefab, or something called a prefab variant, which basically means if I make changes to the original prefab file, then any prefab that's based on that original prefab fab will be changed as well. So I'm going to choose a prefab variant. So that way, if I make changes to the main ball here, it will propagate to the prefab variant. Shit, how long it took you to learn Blender? I tried in 19, end up taking up 2 titles. I'm not even in a minute. It has a steep learning curve. It really has a steep learning curve. Like, I remember my first Blender animation, which was the Neptune Goes to Jail video. That took me 9 months to make, even though it was like a 30-second animation. It wasn't because the animation was taxing. In fact, it's very quite easy in retrospect. It was because I was learning Blender at the same time, and shit kept popping up, and I had no idea how to keep fixing it. So that took me 9 months, but now I've been using Blender since, I guess 2019? So a little over 5 years now. 7 years, actually. I've been using Blender. And even then, I'm using Blender 5.0, and there's shit in Blender 5.0 that just completely threw a fucking curveball. Like, for example, yesterday, I was editing the texture for this, and I wanted to export the UV. Normally in Blender, when you hit, hold it, there it is. No, it's not. What the, oh yeah, gotta go to Anima. Okay, normally when you export UV layout, it'll be at the bottom. Like, it's there right now, but when I first did it, this wasn't there. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why is it not there? It turns out for Blender 5.0, you had to go to Preferences, Add-ons, and then you had to install the UV layout add-on. Why the fuck wasn't it there in the first place? Why did I have to install it? Why did I have to install the UV layout? UV layout was there by default. So there are things in like 5.0 that completely kind of screwed up my original workflow for Blender that I have to have to relearn now. Why? I don't know. Like, I still love Blender. I still prefer it over SFM anytime, any day. But shit like that is kind of irritating. Like, I'm all for, like, changes and improving things, but that completely boggled me. Why did you install, why is it like a new, why is it not already included? It should have been included by default. Alright, so now let's create the B20. I love blood animation used for Go On Verse. Yep, still do. I have to like find time to like write the script. Like, originally for the season finale, I was originally intending to be like one part, but I'm just gonna have to like make it. I kind of might have to make it 2 parts, which I really don't want to do, but I'm going to have to because that's just going to be like I still have to write the script. I have like a rough outline of the script right now, but the things I have to do for it is gonna require some work. Okay, so now we gotta. Okay, so what's this? What was the size of this? I believe it was 512 by 512. Cool. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Gonna create. want to create a very quick screenshot. Do I still have that add-on? Yes I do. Cool. Alright. Boom. Don't have time. We're gonna put it there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so then gonna just put the screen up. Roll down. Push out. That, I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of menacing. Especially if you look pulling it down, it kind of looks like it looks kind of menacing a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Let's go look too. Okay. There we go. I remember you said you'll be doing the fights in season 2 with for now with email versus baby call for being the main one. Yep, that is still the plan. That's still the plan. Okay. God damn. Where is? Yeah, I think that's good enough. Alright, so then let's I gotta do some other shit. Okay, so Skyboss for color. No transparency. And also to make sure this actually does. Skyboss color. No, that wasn't it. I think that's fine. Okay, where do I put the ball thing? I should really create a shortcut for creating the balls. You might. Okay, so let's try and explore. Boom. Okay, that's the correct path. RPG, RPGA, one shot, I need to change the size of this. Alright, so preview. How do I change the size? Forgot, how do I change the size of this? Capture, game view, one shot copy. Try to remember where's the setting to change the size? There it is. Okay, so let's see, 512, 512, landscape. Okay, let's see. It's still black. Try to remember. Was there anything else? General recorder window. remember, like, there should be a way for me to, like... Alpha is 0. No, that's not it. Okay, try and remember. Let's see. Record. Maybe just, like, game view sizing. Recompute alpha. Let's see. Alright, I think I'll figure out off stream, but for now, I think we'll just use this for now. Let's see. Sprite. There's transparency. See, we'll rename. I can't rename it. Why can't I not rename? I cannot rename it. Whatever. Well, again, figure out off stream. How did you come up with a name? It's Dai Tomodachi. So when I was learning Japanese in college, my tutor gave me that name. It was Dai, which means big, Tomodachi friend. So the name came, and then when I was creating my YouTube channel, which I wasn't doing anything at the time, I just decided to go with, oh, I'll just use that username, and the rest is history. Alright, let's put the description for this. Why can I... Why can I not type? What the hell's going on? Alright, you know what? What the hell? Why can I not edit it? It should be. I'm not sure why is it not letting me edit the name or the description. I can't. I cannot edit the fucking name. Now I can. Okay, there it is. Alright, cool. Alright, thanks, Evan. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now that we created... and created that, let's go to... I don't need a... Alright, cool. Alright, so now we gotta edit the menu for this. Let's see. New run. All select. Balls. Boom. And boom. Okay. Okay, Boom. There it is. See, but yeah, so just a little curious, what are you guys planning to do for the day? Well, so I think that should be it. Alright, so let's save and run this. Alright, so it is... Okay, so it is... changing... But the icon is not changing. Wait a second, did I, like, forget to create the code for displaying the right image? Not much, just playing on my mod and Vita as usual, playing PS All-Stars on it. Wait, I did not know that that game is in... That game was on the Vita. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is... I'm changing this so that way I can make... So that way all future scripts can use it. So then... So, public void update preview playable ball B. Small if B dot ball icon. It was crossed by one of me. If you bought the PS3 version, you downgrade go for the Vita at no extra cost. Did not know that. Alright, let's see if this works. Nah, I get you, Kevin. No worries. this works. Okay. Alright, so let's see if this works now. Okay, let's see if now it works. Okay, it works. But the issue... I mean, I already know about the issue with the image, but it's fine. It's totally fine. I'll have to rescale it a bit. Just out of curiosity, let's see if it actually loads in the ball. Yep, the ball's there. But it's not flashing like it should be. Alright, so we're going to edit the ball script balls thing again. Let's see. Ba 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 ba. Okay, because juice. There it is. Alright, I'm going to try something, and if I delete this, I feel it's going to cause more errors, but that's fine. There we go. See if there's anything else. I think that's a... Oh, that. Uh-oh. Well, that's not... Oh, wait. I haven't used that in like a minute. Let's disable it for now. Alright, let's see if it'll juice up now. Alright, so if I did this correctly, then it should start flashing while I hit it. Even though, to be honest, I'm thinking about changing the hit system to be more similar to like grandstanding. Yep. There it is. Okay. So we got the ball loaded in. It's flashing when it's hit. So now let's start implementing, let's get to the fun part. Implementing the auto logic. So let me play really good and, well, not play really good, but play really quick to explain what I want to do for this. Okay, so basically what I want the D20 to do is whenever it lands, whenever it lands and you lose a try, it should, the moment that it hits the ground, it should stop the player from moving, then it should jump up in the air, it should bounce a little bit, and do a random roll, and then that will give you either a buff or debuff. Since you're adding dices, can we see bowling balls? I'm just curious, how would a bowling ball work in like Ball Busters? I mean, obviously it'll be a lot heavier compared to the other balls, but I'm just curious, like, what would be the gameplay advantage to the player if I do decide to add like a bowling ball to the game? I'm not saying no, but I'm just curious. Well, beach ball. Beach ball would definitely be a beach ball would definitely work. I mean, it'll be extremely light. Let me pull up my. Okay, so one of the things that I try to do a lot with not just the game project but the channel in general is that I put a lot. I try to keep tabs on all the objectives. So let's go to balls. Let's create beach ball. All right, and then create. Excuse my fucking spelling. Okay. Okay, so. Alright, so you guys get the idea. Whenever we hit it, it should, wherever it lands on the ground, it should bounce up and do a roll. But the first thing we should do is make sure it disables the player whenever it lands for a brief couple of seconds. So that way it stops the player from doing some random shit. Stops the player from doing random shit, does a roll, when it finishes, the player can move. So, basketball. Curious how will basketball work. Okay, so let's look at the input logic. Pause. Let me look at the input code. If control is blocked, return. If the text block, text blah blah blah. Yeah. So earlier. So this was actually from the Unity starter pack, but I actually modify it to, well, not modify, expand it to work with. Actually expanded to that way work with my original Quark system, as well as expand so that way it will disable the player in certain conditions. So this is going to be kind of technical. Just give me a sec. So the way I modify it is that whenever it starts up, it will check all the children to see what other scripts should it look for when it disables and re-enables the player input, or prevent it from attacking, prevent it from moving, etc, etc, etc. So in fact there are a few states that handle that as well. So this state, when activated, locks the control. So basically I want to create a quick script in which when active, don't let the player move, don't let the player attack, don't let the player take a shit. I mean, the last point is a joke, but you get the gist. How is emo and ball busters compared to the Gohan verse? The way the lore will work for this email is that he and Hana are brother and sister. Like, she was supposed to be the new clan head, but she kind of fucked off. So now he's a new clan head, and because of all the fucking pressure from the clan, he takes up smoking and drinking. That, in terms of lore, that's how it works. In terms of like gameplay and combat style, he has a lot more. The way I'm envisioning him is that he has more closer moves compared to Han, or more melee moves than Hana. Like Hana moves is all about being showy, whatever. Him is just being in your face and punching or kicking the shit out of you because of his anger issues. All right, so let's just create. So I need to expand this script a little bit. Ouch, email can never get a break even in ball busters. Nope. So we're going to create a, oops, we're going to create a new quick script. So let's see. I believe I created a different, like, there are some pieces of code in which I defined it inside other pieces of code. And I think this, yeah, this is one of them. This is one of those pieces of code. Okay, so let's put in a new folder. Let's put in a new folder. I'll just put in like the bull asset folder. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to create a new script that inherit. Okay, there's going to be technical mumble jumbo bullshit, so just keep that in mind. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script in which it'll interface with another custom asset I created that's basically saying that basically returns true or false. And then it's going to and if that asset is true, then it will lock the controls. If it's false, then it won't lock the controls. The way I'm thinking about approaching this is whenever the dice is getting ready to roll, it will activate the bull asset, preventing the player from moving. Then when that roll is done, it will disable that bull asset. Like, I'm trying my best not to be very technical with this, but because I know that it can be a lot, like, it can be like a little too confusing at times, so try and keep it as simple as possible. Was it attack block? Is it like, yeah, attack, yeah, okay, cool. Boom. Hey Lipster, what's up, dude? Also, what I'm going to do, in case I need to work with inverted logic. Nothing much, just chilling. Nice. We'll change this to invert logic. Yeah, if I go inverse, got my mug from it. Thanks. In fact, we were just talking about the season finale, or what I want to do for the season finale. Okay. Invert logic. But yeah, it's good to see that people still see like people enjoy Gohanverse. In fact, I gotta talk to NTR about doing the storyboards for that soon. Gotta find. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to create... Okay. So I'm going to make this into a prefab so that way I can just... So in the future, when I need to add extra logic to characters, I can just put that in there. In fact, I'm going to create another subfolder. Okay, so then... Alright, so now bowl assets. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? There it are. I gotta figure that. There it is. Okay. Alright, so then let's refer back to the D20 prefab. Okay, so call it D20 logic. Enable. Okay, so if this works, whenever I enable this script, the character should not be able to move, should not be able to attack, all that good shit. And then when I disable it, the player should be able to move. So we're going to disable it for now and then do another test run. Okay. Alright, so let's go with the D20. So right now, Dresser is able to move. So if I did this correctly, when I... Oh, yeah. Nope. I did not do it correctly. Nessa is able to still able to move. Alright, let's check really quick. Let's make sure if this has to be set. Yep, it's true. Hmm. 11. Alright, let's try something really quick. What does Alhamala think of the Switch 2? He'll rage about the fucking price point. He'll fucking get angry. He'll be like, why are you charging this amount for a tech demo? And then he'll try to fucking annihilate Nintendo for their weird business practices. That's actually a good idea for a skin, actually. Okay. So let's pull up Dress again. So it should be... So I control lock. So I'm going to do something really quick. I am just going to delete that really quick. And then I'm going to see... Last time I recall, The number of control locks was 11, so I just want to see if the script is actually seeing the script correctly. So, if I delete that correctly, she'll only see like 10. It should only see like 10 control locks. You know, it'd be funny thing if that Alex Justice told me Alamo the same thing on Twitch about Alamo not liking the price point. See, that's why I cast it. That's why I cast Alex as Alamo, because he gets the character. Yeah. Okay. So it is reading the control lock. All right. So why is it not? Okay. All right. So let's see something. I find Jessica Robin Low buying from Space Jam neat, but those on the top of my head. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Like I don't really get hot and bothered over Jessica Rabbit, to be honest. Like she's attractive, but I don't really. It's like I don't know. I think she's attractive, but I'm not. I don't get hot and bothered over her, to be honest. All right, so let's check something. So set that enable. So let's see. Controls are locked, but the player is still able to move. Okay, why is that? Player can't attack though. Alright, so the control lock is working for the attack, but it's not working for the movement. Is there? It's more like if there's an error in my code. Oh, wait a second. Is it because it's still using the idle logic, and the idle logic is reading from something else? I mean, the obvious fix would be just create a new state for that, but I don't know. I feel like that's just like compounding more issues. We'll see. Yeah, it's because the Wii script is completely reading from something else. It's not reading from the main script. So that is more like a design issue rather than just like a main issue. It's definitely blocking the attack, but it's not blocking movement. Alright, there's gonna be a band-aid, but fuck it. Let's see, which one was it? Was it an event? It was count. There it is. Alright, so if I did this correctly, now dresses should stop moving when... Hey Matt Bowen, what's up, dude? Yeah, he and I are friends, and we talk a lot on Twitch live stream. Sometimes he will use his Elhamon voice whenever I ask him character questions. Damn. Nice. Well, that's a bug. Alright, so... Well, that's interesting. Now she can't move. Probably because... the script is enabled. Okay, so obviously we got some work to do. So, when enabled, player is able to move. Oh, I gotta invert the logic for the control locks. So if block attacks. Did I set invert logic? Or is it because of the bull? The bull. Oh wait, no, it's because of the bull. Wait. I'm doing something wrong here. D20 whirling. Alright, let's try this again. I never had a cartoon crush. I mean, I had cartoon crushes. Like, Misty from Pokemon was my first cartoon crush. But I'm just saying for Jessica Rabbit, it's like... eh. Alright, let's see what's happening. So, she is not moving. Okay. So it's because she is in the B20 rolling state. So that is false. When I set this there. Now she's able to move because she's no longer in that state. Alright, so first thing I gotta do is I gotta delete that other script. So let's delete that. Then pause. Oh yeah, I gotta invert the logic. Don't include the animations. There it is. Alright, so now it should lock. So Dai, how do you get into streaming? So I've been streaming for a long time. Like I streamed back in 2016, 2017. The first game I streamed was Neptunia. In fact, that's how I built up a Neptunia audience initially, is because I streamed a lot of the Neptunia games there. In 2021 or 22, I kind of took a break. From streaming. But for this project, I decided that I'll be streaming this because I think it'll be a good way to share progress for it. I mean, I'm also going to stream on the main channel, if not the game channel. Alright. Cool. So now the control's locked. So let me show you guys. So when this is quote unquote rolling, she won't move. But when I deactivate it, she's able to move. All right, so now let's implement the let's actually implement the logic for this. In fact, I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking about streaming Arcfield. Not or actually, let's pause this. Let's pause this really quick. Let's pause the music really quick. So, I want to stream Arcfield. Because I've seen this fucking ad, and this was like the first fucking ad in which I had to like pause, and I just had to like just see it happen. This is fucking stupid. How do I dock? How do I fucking dock this shit? Anyway, I gotta go. Good luck with the stream. Thanks for coming by, Lipster. I'm just gonna minimize this. Ah, damn it. I really want to minimize this. Fuck it. You guys know. You guys seen where it is. You guys know able to replay the link. Okay, so but anyway, long story short, I want to stream. I actually want to take a look at the game now because of this fucking stupid meme. Alright, so now let's work on the logic. The music sounds great. It's catchy. It's very catchy. Alright, let's expand this a bit. Yeah, so long story short, I'm thinking about streaming. I want to take a look at Arcfield. Launched. Alright, so let's get... Alright, so let's continue with the music. Boom. What's your favorite anime and video game of all time? Just curious, Sty. Favorite anime, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Favorite video game. Kingdom Hearts 2, to be honest. Like that's like my favorite Kingdom Hearts game and game of all time, in my opinion. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was somewhat disappointed by Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, the combat, I did not like the combat in Kingdom Hearts 3. I felt like it missed. First off, one of the reasons why I kind of thought the combat system in Kingdom Hearts was stale is because they removed fusions in the game. Like, fusions was a hype as shit in Kingdom Hearts 2. I fucking love fusions. That was such a cool fucking... That was so fucking cool. But then they fucking removed it. Like, I really am, like, wondering myself, why the fuck did you remove... Why the fuck did you remove it? Kingdom Hearts 2 dabbed me up. Yeah, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts 2. Oops. Let's undo that. Like, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts 2. And again, it just boggles my mind of why they removed fusions from Kingdom Hearts 3. And they replaced it with like the whole Dizzy Ride minigame. Like, I did not like the fucking Dizzy Ride minigame or extra attacks. I thought I did not like it one bit. Especially the fucking pendulum ride. I fucking hated that one. The teacup ride I did not like. Was there any Kingdom Hearts ride, Disney ride I thought it was okay? I don't know, but I just remember I didn't really enjoy the whole move. I didn't really like I didn't really like that. I'm happy Sora got Smash Ultimate. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'm glad that game got recognition. I honestly didn't think he'll appear in like. I honestly didn't think he'll appear in like Smash. I thought that was like a pipe dream, but apparently he did. Alright, so here's what I'm going to try to do. The first thing we gotta do is set up the ball rolling logic. So whenever the ball lands on the ground, it should set it to true. But I don't want, so I had to be careful with that, because if I just set this to always run when it lands, then when the game first starting off, the ball will think, oh, I just landed. I want it to run when the ball gets first launched up in the air and then come crashing to the ground. I don't want it to run initially, so I'm trying to be a little bit careful with that. Alright, so what if I disabled this initially? So I disabled this. So if I do this correctly, when it lands, even if, so, set true. So, simple asset enabled. Just got here. Big Train as a ball name is peak. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so the way this should work is this game out. So the way I set up the script is that whenever the game object is active, it will enable it. But I think it'll be like a two-step process. So initially, this is going to be disabled. So even when the ball quote unquote lands, since this game object is already disabled, it won't set this to true. But whenever the ball gets launched up in the air, it will set this to true. It will set this to true. It will set the game object to true, but this will still be unable to run. But then, what? But oh wait, no. They'll still mess up logic. This will still set this to true. Alright, I'm just going to add like one more extra safeguard. On ground and launch, set this to true, but we're going to also set this, we want to make sure this stays disabled. So hopefully, okay, so now, hopefully, the way I set up the logic now is that it will not roll until it hits the ground. Hopefully if I set the logic correctly. But then again, things that I think is correct ends up being incorrect. I still am not sure how would Smash 6 work. Let alone follow to Ultimate Smash, as Ultimate was once again a lifetime event. I don't know, dude. I don't know how that's gonna work. I really don't know how that's gonna work. That's like a really interesting question. Okay, Dresser's able to move. Cool. Cool. Okay, she's able to move. Alright, so then let's pull up the D20. Wait, this is enabled. Okay. Cool. Alright, so despite the weird error, it's doing exactly what I wanted. Whenever the ball lands, it will disable, it will say it's rolling, and Dresser will wait until the ball finishes quote unquote rolling. Alright, so the next step is setting up the time logic. I'll explain that in a sec. Okie dokie, prefabs. Okay, so now that it's like quote unquote rolling when it hits the ground. So let's do like 1 second. So 1 second. Maybe a reboot. A reboot would also work as well. So then, okay, so let's make sure, let me double check the timer code really quick. Start. Play a start. Okay, so I can do this. So let me set this to true. Enabled. Then this is going to be disabled. And if the timer is interrupted for any stupid reason, it's going to be disabled. Gravity. Okay, so when it lands, we're gonna run the rolling thing. Don't forget Banjo-Kazooie 2. That too was a major W. Yeah, another thing though that would be considered a W because Rare owns the license to it. Okay, so active. Alright, let's see if this works. So the way this should work is it will roll for 1 second, then when the 1 second is up, it will say that it finished rolling, and then Dresser can move again. why it occasionally skips the intro or the scene transition there. Okay, so we hit the ball. So, okay, it did exactly what I wanted. Hit the ball. Dresser can't move for a sec, then she get able to move. Okay, so now let's implement the. I think it will implement the animation system now. I just realized something. The ball doesn't have an animation system. Go back here. Default ball, prefab. Yep. Even the ball has like skin. Well, that's because it has splint shapes, though. Okay, so how are we going to do the animation system? Do I just keep... No, I think I'm overcomplicating it. I think I can literally create like a... Alright, let's see something. So let's pull up the D20 again. So let's do a very quick animation just to prove the concept. I'm not going to make it overly complex. I just need like get the job done. So I'm just going to create a very simple animation. So, boom. Come on, 15, 15. Oh yeah, gotta change the FPS. Boom. That's it. Alright, so then and D20 animation to scroll. Very simple. Okay, then export. Better FBX. Boom. 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 Okay, so then. Okay, see, couple from other models, B20. See if this works. Yep. Okay, so I don't need a skin mesh renderer shit for it. Alright. You know, we can add some more juice to this, actually. Like, every time it gets hit, it will spin around. Really quick. We can add, like, a bit of juice to it. Okay. I think I created something. I think I created a script a long time ago in which I can just tell it to play an animation. Or I did not. I thought I did. I swear, I thought I created custom feedback for playing animation some time ago. Actually, I don't even need an animator for that. There we go. And let's do. I thought I created a script in which I could just play a random animation some time ago. I mean, there is like some example scripts there, but I could have sworn I did create something some time ago. Regardless of whatever, I still gotta like work on the other logic. It's very funny, also very sad that Smash Bros. Has some of the most iconic PlayStation characters before PS All-Stars, like Snake, Cloud, Sephiroth, Sora, a Persona character like Joker. Dude, that is so ironic when you think about it. That is so fucking ironic. I feel like they were close of getting Spyro or Crash in Smash Bros. Some time ago. Like I felt like they were really close to doing so. Like that might be my conspiracy theory brain going off, but I feel like they could have gotten Spyro and Crash in the game. Alright, so let's see if this works. Alright, so if I'm doing this correctly. So if I did this correctly, when it lands, it should play that garbage animation that I made. I think it did play. did not. It's not playing it. Oh, I did. I swear, that picture of the beach twirling looks menacing as fuck. It really does look menacing. Alright, let's see something. Okay, it is working. It is I thought it worked, but it might be just how this code is set up. Maybe I have to like stop. Maybe I have to like stop the animation and then play it. But I am not going to edit that piece of code. I'm going to create my own really quick. Oops. Okie dokie. Da, da, ba, ba, ba. Let's see. We're gonna do this really quick. Do something really fucking quick and dirty. Okay, da da da. Let's see. Animation. They will probably do the same to Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo will be worse in my opinion. Like I feel like Nintendo. Like I feel like like with the way Nintendo's been lately, I feel like they would be even worse than Sony. All right. I might make the stream a little bit longer so that way I can get more work on this ball done. So instead of ending in like 30 minutes, I might end it in like 1 hour. So let's see. Get rid of this. Alright, I think we're good there. Alright, save. Players cannot stop hitting Ognar's infield. That's weird. Alright, let's see if this works now. Alright, cool. Alright, so it is playing the animation. Okay, so now that we got the animation sorted, let's... First off, that's a little bit too high from the ground. Let's change it. Offset. Okay, that's not it. What script is responsible for it then? Is it this? Yeah, okay, it's on top of... So that's that handles on top of player script. So let's flip gravity. Offset length. Offset. Let's cut all of this in half. I swear that the D20 ball looks so menacing in that picture. It looks like he's going to say, "I'm going to kill your friends and everyone you ever love." Alright, I gotta figure out why is it so high above the ground. What is responsible for that? Alright, but thanks for coming by, Dog Knight. That's where it says on that one. Oof. Okay, let's see, so this is 0. 0.1, let's see. Still too high above the ground. I wonder if I use like a stag value somewhere. That's why I am using stag value. Alright, so let's change that. Ground check length. Alright, so now... Alright, so now... Let's make sure it says it's grounded. Now it's saying, okay, so now it's working. So let's cut this in half. Alright, cool. That is a good, okay, that's a good length. Set the length to like 0.5. Alright, let's change it to like 0.5. Let's do one more chest to see if that's a good check length. Yeah, alright, that's a good check length. Alright, so now that, okay, so... Okay, chat, this is where I'm going to ask for your help. Alright, so we have... Obviously, D20 has 20 sides. What... Listen... Just give me, like... Just give me you guys suggestions on, like, different... buffs you like to see. Again, there's... I like to keep it within, like, a good scope. So, like, +1 hits, +2 hit speed, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. So, if you guys have any suggestions about what type of buff should the ball be granting the player, let me know. I am going to use the bathroom really quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, okay. Alright, that's... I mean, a net 20 could be an instant round clear, but that'll be a little bit boring. Hold it. Two. It's around. I don't know. We can discuss this more while I edit the texture for the ball, which is something that we're going to do right now. Okie dokie. Let's not do that. Oh wait, no, that's what I want. Okay, so let's start coloring it in. Hopefully, I should be able to use the magic wand tool to like color the sides in. Yep, okay. Let's start coloring the sides. So I don't know. Again, I'm probably going to change this later on, but I just want to add some colors to the dice. I'm just doing like a quick test. I don't fucking know. Let's go with like that type of test for now. PNG D20 texture rev 1. Let me pull the file path that I saved it under again. Yeah, I did save it in the textures path. Okay. Let's pull up the material. D20. Blah blah blah. That is so annoying. Well, that's not good. Am I using the right UV layout? Okay. I am using the right UV layout, but why is it not using the correct one? I mean, they look identical. Yeah, it's like completely selecting the sides, all the sides, but for some reason... Yep, that looks correct. I don't know what the fuck I think it's just... I think I was just basing it off the material preview. And material preview doesn't have the UV layout correct. I really do not fucking like these fucking seams. Those seams look fucking ugly as shit. Looks fucking ugly, but whatever. Whatever. I'll improve it. I'll improve it later. All right, so the texture is loading. It's just Unity, the previewer, being stupid. All right, so now, normally when you roll a D20, it has numbers, but for this one, I wanted to show like the buff. See what font works. What size font was this? What music? You have any pets? I have a dog and 2 cats. One of them is on my lap right now. I have 2 dogs. One is a cockapoo, the other is a German Shepherd. There was one time in which it was like was going to get a cat, or I thought we were going to get a cat, because when I was like walking the dogs like last month, there is this like really friendly cat, and it kept following me around and around, and even following me home, and I'm like, okay, I guess this cat really likes me. Maybe I'll be able to adopt the cat. So, but then I said, okay, before I do that, let me check the neighborhood app and see if anyone else owns a cat. So I put it in the neighborhood, and they're like, actually, this cat is like, the cat is known all throughout the neighborhood, and it actually belongs to another person's home. And I'm like, well, fuck. I guess the cat knows how to work the system, I guess. That's nice. My dog's a Shih Tzu. Oh, wow. That's pretty cute. Alright, what if the reason why the textures look messed up because I was coloring with the UV layout. So let's just, before we do anything, let's just create a separate layer really quick. Oops. Wrong thing. What would be a cool... I'm just trying to think of... Ah, shit, I color in the green, I color in the wrong layer. Alright, let's see if this looks a bit better if I do it this way. That looks so much better. I mean, it still has those weird artifacts happening, but... Wait a second. The first thing is I'm gonna color this blue. change that to black. Then we're gonna hide that. That is still, the artifacts still look pretty bad, but it's fine for now. Maybe I'll have to ask a friend to like improve the textures a bit. I know I keep talking about the B20 looking mancy, but it still looks like it's saying, I know where you live. Alright, so, okay, so for now we got like it looking like an actual D20 in terms of like the colors, but it looks too stacked. I think we need like rolling animations. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's open up the... Oops. Okay, let's keep that. Alright, so we're gonna create some animations for it. Okay, so actually let's undo that. Well, not undo that. Sheet. Okay, so we're gonna first animation is it's just gonna be still. It's just gonna be still. So it's just gonna be still, staring at you, menacingly. Then we're gonna create another animation, rolling. So then we're gonna make those, I guess, 15 frames. Then we're just gonna have a loop. Okay, so if I did this right. No, okay, it changes 60 FPS. There we go. Now it's rolling. Cool. It kind of looks cute when it rolls. The Yamcha blind dedicated to the episodes canon to Gohan verse because Ender 21 and Great Cyberman were in those episodes. Yeah, it's canon. And the whole, and the episode with 21 inviting Cyberman and Gohan is also canon. Alright, so let's export these animations. Okay, so now that we got the... Okay, so next up... Where are my animations? Where are my animations? Okay, put that there. This is a looping animation. It's definitely hilarious and hypercritical, trying while assuming that Baby is cheating on her. Yes, she is literally flat out says she only loves Slick Goku, or if he had Blind Date with Yamcha. Yeah, it's pretty hypocritical. It's pretty freaking hypocritical. Okay. Let's see. Boom, boom. So now that we have that, we're going to create an animation controller for it. Where is the animation controller stuff? There you are. Let's see. Where's the animator? That's not it. Where did I put that animation tab? Oh, right in front of me. Alright, so... Alright, let's see if this works. Let's see if this is going to play the right animation now. Oopsies. Oh yeah, that feels good. That feels I don't, that feels good. Okay, so now that we got it rolling in the air when it gets hit, let's make it fast. Actually, I don't. I think I can just do a VFX in which it indicates spinning and stuff. I'll do that off stream. Alright, so that now that we got it spinning in the air. Yep, it's simple, but it gets the job done. Alright, so we got it rolling. So we got it rolling. So let's see what else we can do. I think I'm going to do one more animation, and then we'll end the stream. Like, there's still more work to do in which I have to like actually implement the logic, but I think I think this is like a good start. Okay, so so see, then we're gonna do like a quick animation indicating that doing the see. Okay. Who will win the fight, Elhamad or YouTube Sama? Holy shit, that is a good question. I think Elhamad went when you think about it, because YouTube Sama powers only affect like the KWC universe, while as Elhamad's powers affect all universes. So he can erase any universe he sees fit as well. YouTube Sama's is more situational. So I would say Elhamad. welcome back, Lipster. How's it going? Want the die to be positioned where it's directly facing. Actually, let's have a hold. Whoa. Let's change it a bit. Oh wait, that means that also messed up. Yeah, I think that looks good. Good, because I'm gonna do soon. Good luck with the project. Alright. Do you remember the old video of Trump's going to jail for rigging the lottery? Because I believe that's one of the first videos I've seen. Yeah, that's a classic one. That's like a really classic one. Okay, so we got that. So now let's export this out. Alright, so we're going to do one more test animation, and then if we get that working, then I can iterate from there, and start adding the logic and buffs and all that stuff, but I'll have to do that off stream. Alright, what's the length for this animation? So that is 84 frames. So we gotta change the time to 84 to 60. Alright, let's do this. Okay, let's do one more playtest and then we'll end the stream here for today. Alright, thanks for coming by, Bad. Okay, that looks good. That looks... yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that's pretty good. All right. So basically we got the groundwork going for the B20. So as you guys saw, when we hit the ball, it goes up, hit the ball, it will spin a bit in the air, then when it lands, it will bounce up, do a little animation, and then lands back down. So now the way I'm going to iterate on that is that since I can't really do the dice physics per se, I'm just going. What I'm thinking about doing is just creating a list of different animations that will play based on the certain number that it decides to roll. So, for example, if I want the B20 to go on the 20 side, then I'll play an animation of it going to the 20 side, and it should honestly be a simple process because all I really need to do to change the animations. Let me show you guys a quick test of what I mean. So let's say that we got this world animation looks good. So let's say that I want the eyes to be here. So all I really need to do is just create another animation layer. Thank you, animation layer, and then just orientate it so that way the eyes is there. So rather than create a new animation, I can just change the animation, just change one little thing, and then just make it as a new animation thanks to animation layers. So if I wanted to be on this side, then it will land on that side. Well, not really land on that side, but you got the gist. All right, so I think that's it for today's stream. Want to thank you guys for coming by and see me work on a new ball real time. I'm still trying to create a new stream layout. In fact, I'm currently thinking about getting a new Vroid model set up for these streams. Like, technically I can just use my typical Daitomodachi model, but to be honest, I think for devlog streams or future streams in which I'm working on a game beyond Ball Busters, I want to create a new avatar specifically for those projects. So you'll probably see that avatar in the coming weeks or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys for popping by. Again, if you're new to the stream, my name is Daitomodachi, and I am working on a game called Ball Busters, which is an action spectacle roguelike. So if you want to support the game, please make sure to wishlist the game. I'll put the link. The wishlist link should be in the description of the VOD replay. Anyway, with that said,